Can masturbation actually change the quality of your orgasms? Not just how often you have them, but how intense they feel, how satisfying they are, and even whether you can experience them fully with a partner. Because this is where things get really interesting. I'm Dr. Ella Reed, your trusted voice in men's and sexual health, and today we're diving into brand new research that reveals something most people completely misunderstand, especially if you're over 40 or 50 or beyond. Because what you do alone and how you feel about it might be shaping your entire sex life more than you realize. Let's start with the big question. Does masturbation affect your orgasms during sex with a partner? In simple terms, does your solo sex life train your body or sabotage it? A 2022 study set out to answer exactly that. Researchers looked at over 500 sexually active adults between the ages of 50 and 80. Men and women, real people, real experiences. And they didn't just ask how often participants masturbated, they went deeper. They looked at when they started, how frequently they did it, how they felt about it, whether they experienced guilt or shame, and most importantly, how intense and satisfying their orgasms actually were. Then they compared all of that to how these same individuals experienced sex with a partner. And what they found might surprise you, because the connection is real. But it's not as simple as more is better or less is better. It's deeper than that. First, let's talk about men. Men in the study started masturbating earlier in life, on average, around age 13. Which isn't surprising. They also reported masturbating more frequently, even later in life. But here's the twist. Despite doing it more often, men actually had more negative attitudes toward masturbation. They were more likely to feel like, it's immature, it's wrong, it's something to hide. And that conflict matters more than you think, because the study found that men who had negative beliefs about masturbation also had worse orgasm quality during sex with a partner, not because of the act itself, but because of the psychology behind it. Let me explain this clearly. Your brain doesn't separate shame from performance. If you associate something with guilt, your body doesn't fully relax into pleasure. And without relaxation, there is no peak experience. Now here's another key finding. Men who masturbated more frequently reported more difficulty reaching orgasm during partnered sex. But, and this is critical, the researchers believe it's not because masturbation is causing the problem, it's the opposite. Men who are already struggling during sex are more likely to rely on masturbation as a backup. So it's not the cause, it's the symptom. Now let's talk about women, because this is where things shift dramatically. For women, frequency didn't matter nearly as much. What mattered was quality, specifically how their orgasms felt during masturbation. Women who described their solo orgasms as emotionally fulfilling, deep, full-bodied connected had significantly better sexual experiences with their partners, which tells us something powerful. For women, masturbation can actually be training the body, training the mind, and reinforcing what pleasure feels like. So, what does all of this mean for you? Let's break it down. 1. It's not about how often, it's about how you experience it. This is the biggest misconception people have. Everyone asks, how much is too much? That's the wrong question. The real question is, how does it affect you? Are you present, or are you rushing? Are you connected to the experience, or treating it like a quick release? Because that pattern carries over into your sex life. 2. Shame is more damaging than the act itself. This is especially true for men. If you've been conditioned to believe masturbation is wrong, your body never fully lets go. And that creates tension. And tension kills pleasure. 3. Rushing rewires your response. Think about how most people learned masturbation. Quick, hidden, get it done fast, don't get caught. What does that teach your body? Speed. Not depth, not awareness, not connection. And then later, you expect your body to suddenly slow down during sex? It doesn't work like that. 4. Your solo experience shapes your partnered experience. This is the core insight from the study. Your body learns patterns. It remembers what you practice. If your solo experiences are rushed, mechanical, distracted, then your partnered experiences will reflect that. But if they are slow, intentional, present, then everything changes. 5. Age matters, but mindset matters more. Yes, the study confirmed something we already know. As men age, orgasm intensity can decrease. That's biology. Nerve sensitivity changes, response time changes. But here's the important part. Men with healthier attitudes toward pleasure still had better outcomes, which means even if biology shifts, your mindset still plays a huge role. Let's bring this all together. Masturbation isn't the problem. It's not something to fear. It's not something that ruins your sex life. In most cases, it's actually neutral or even beneficial. But the way you approach it, that's what makes the difference. If you treat it like a habit to hide, a task to rush a quick escape, it limits you. But if you treat it like a space to understand your body, a way to explore what feels good, a moment to be present, it can improve everything. Final thought. There is no separation between your solo sex life and your partnered sex life. They are connected, deeply. What you practice alone, you bring into the bedroom. So instead of asking, is masturbation good or bad? Ask yourself, is the way I'm doing it helping me or holding me back? Because once you shift that, everything changes. If this opened your eyes even a little, make sure you subscribe. Because every week, we break down the science behind sexual health, performance, and confidence, without the myths, without the nonsense. And as always, take care of yourself because you're worth it.